Love the Eagles as much as we do? Then hit that subscribe button and stick with us at Eagles Nest News for all the drama, updates, and hype all season long. The sports world has been buzzing with a strange mix of disbelief and quiet satisfaction after whispers began to circulate that the National Football League had internally acknowledged a monumental mistake involving the Philadelphia Eagles. According to sources close to league offices, this was not a small clerical issue or a technical misunderstanding, but a decision that altered the historical narrative of a season that still stirs emotions among fans. The rumors spreading through locker rooms, media corridors, and fan communities suggest that the league, after years of silence, finally admitted that an error in interpretation and enforcement of rules directly impacted the Eagles' legacy. What makes this story even more fascinating is the way it has surfaced, not through a dramatic press conference, but through subtle signals, revised language, and behind-the-scenes conversations. For Eagles supporters, this feels like a long overdue validation, while for neutral observers, it raises uncomfortable questions about accountability at the highest level of professional football. The idea that a title, symbolic and historical, could be quietly restored speaks volumes about the power of institutional correction. This rumor paints a picture of a league attempting to reconcile its polished public image with the messy reality of human judgment, and it has reignited debates about fairness, transparency, and the emotional cost of errors that cannot truly be undone. What truly fuels this controversy is the suggestion that league executives have been aware of the mistake for a long time, but struggled with the implications of admitting it publicly. The Eagles, a franchise defined by resilience and defiance, became the unintended symbol of a broader systemic failure. According to insiders, internal reviews highlighted moments where officiating protocols were misapplied and where subsequent reviews were influenced by pressure rather than pure rulebook logic. The narrative being whispered is that the league feared the precedent such an admission would set, opening the door to countless other claims from franchises who felt wronged. Yet the Eagles' case was different, many say, because the evidence was allegedly overwhelming. The restoration of an important title, even if framed carefully, suggests a moral concession rather than a legal one. Fans are interpreting this as the league saying, without truly saying it, that history did not unfold as it should have. In the world of professional sports, where legacy defines revenue and pride, this kind of acknowledgement feels seismic. It also reinforces the idea that some victories are stolen not by opponents, but by flawed systems that later struggle to face their own reflection. As the rumor continues to spread, former players and analysts have begun speaking more openly about how that controversial moment affected careers and locker room dynamics. The Eagles, they claim, carried the weight of that injustice into future campaigns, using it as fuel but never fully escaping its shadow. A title is not just a trophy or a banner. It is a validation of sacrifice, pain, and collective belief. The idea that such recognition was delayed by institutional hesitation only deepens the emotional impact. According to these narratives, the league's quiet reversal was less about correcting the past and more about preserving future credibility. By symbolically returning what was taken, the National Football League attempts to draw a line under the controversy, hoping fans will eventually move on. But sports memory is long, and Eagles supporters are known for their passionate recall of every slight. This rumor has given them a new chapter to tell, one where patience and persistence finally forced a powerful organization to blink. Even without a grand announcement, the message resonates loudly across the football landscape. The absence of an official statement has only intensified speculation, turning this story into a living organism fed by podcasts, social media debates, and barbershop arguments. Many believe the league deliberately chose ambiguity, allowing the Eagles' title recognition to surface indirectly through archival updates and carefully worded acknowledgments. This approach, if true, reflects an organization trying to minimize backlash while still correcting a wrong. For critics, this half measure feels inadequate, almost cowardly, while supporters see it as a rare moment of humility from an entity not known for admitting faults. The Eagles, meanwhile, have reportedly embraced the recognition with quiet pride, avoiding public celebration but allowing their fan base to connect the dots. The rumor suggests that ownership and former team leaders were informed privately, framing the decision as a matter of historical accuracy rather than apology. This distinction matters deeply in corporate sports culture, where liability often dictates language. Yet, regardless of phrasing, the emotional truth remains unchanged. Something was taken, and something was returned, even if the return came wrapped in silence. What makes this story particularly compelling is how it challenges the mythology of infallibility surrounding professional leagues. Fans are often told that errors are part of the game, but this rumor suggests that some errors transcend the field and reshape legacies. The Eagles situation has become a case study in how power, pride, and profit can delay justice. Analysts speculate that this internal acknowledgement may lead to subtle reforms, not just in officiating, but in how the league reviews its own history. If a National Football League can quietly restore a title, what else might be reconsidered? This question lingers in the minds of fans across the sport. The Eagles' narrative now stands as a reminder that truth has a way of resurfacing, even when buried beneath layers of corporate strategy. For a fan base that prides itself on loyalty and grit, this rumored recognition feels like a vindication that words alone cannot capture. As the first wave of reaction settles, the broader implications of this rumor continue to ripple outward. Media voices debate whether this sets a dangerous precedent or a necessary one, while fans argue about what true justice looks like in sports. The Eagles, once again, find themselves at the center of a league-wide conversation that goes far beyond the field. The return of an important title, even in symbolic form, forces everyone to reconsider how history is written and who gets to write it. In the end, this story is less about a single franchise and more about the fragile trust between fans and the institutions they support. If the rumor holds true, then the National Football League has taken a rare step toward accountability, even if it did so quietly. And for the Eagles' faithful, that quiet acknowledgement may echo louder than any official announcement ever could. Moving into the second phase of this unfolding story, the speculation grows deeper and more complex, painting a picture of internal conflict within the league itself. Sources suggest that not everyone inside the National Football League agreed with the decision to recognize the mistake involving the Eagles. There were reportedly intense debates, with some executives arguing that reopening old wounds would undermine the league's authority. Others, however, believe that ignoring the truth posed a greater risk, especially in an era where fans demand transparency and accountability. This internal divide adds another layer of intrigue to the rumor, transforming it from a simple correction into a philosophical battle over the soul of professional football. The Eagles' restored title becomes a symbol of that struggle, representing a choice between maintaining an illusion of perfection and embracing uncomfortable honesty. For many observers, the league's eventual concession, even if subtle, signals a shift in values. It suggests that legacy matters, not just for franchises, but for the institution itself. This rumor implies that the league recognized a growing disconnect with its audience and chose to address it in the only way it felt safe to do. The reaction among former officials and referees has also been a key part of this speculative narrative. Some have allegedly expressed relief, seeing the acknowledgement as a form of redemption for those who felt constrained by flawed systems and directives. Others remain defensive, insisting that decisions were made in good faith under intense pressure. This tension highlights the human element often lost in discussions about institutional error. The Eagles situation, according to these whispers, was not the result of malice, but of a chain reaction of misjudgments amplified by the stakes involved. By quietly returning the title, the league may be attempting to honor both the team and the officials who lived with the consequences. This nuanced perspective complicates the outrage, reminding fans that behind every call and every ruling are individuals navigating imperfect systems. Still, for the Eagles and their supporters, understanding the reasons does not erase the impact. The rumor underscores how fragile fairness can be when filtered through layers of bureaucracy and pressure. Fans across the league have begun projecting their own experiences onto this story, imagining how similar acknowledgments might change their own team's histories. This is where the rumor takes on a life beyond the Eagles, becoming a mirror for every perceived injustice in professional football. Social conversations suggest that supporters see this as proof that persistence matters, that collective memory can eventually force powerful organizations to confront the past. The Eagles' rumored title restoration thus becomes a beacon, inspiring hope but also stirring resentment among those still waiting for recognition. This dynamic places the league in a precarious position, balancing the desire to correct one wrong without inviting an avalanche of claims. The speculation suggests that the league chose the Eagles' case precisely because it was uniquely compelling, both emotionally and evidentially. Whether that reasoning holds up under scrutiny remains to be seen, but it has undeniably reshaped the conversation around accountability in sports. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Within the Eagles organization, the rumored response has been described as measured and dignified. Rather than demanding public apologies or celebratory gestures, team leaders are said to have focused on internal acknowledgement and honoring the players affected. This approach aligns with the franchise's identity, rooted in toughness and understated confidence. By not amplifying the league's concession, the Eagles allow the recognition to speak for itself, trusting their fans to understand its significance. This restraint has earned respect even from rival supporters, who see it as a class act in a contentious situation. The rumor suggests that private ceremonies and internal communications carried more emotional weight than any public spectacle could. For players whose careers were defined by that controversial moment, this acknowledgement offers a sense of closure, even if it comes years later. It reinforces the idea that validation, no matter how delayed, can still heal old wounds. The media's role in shaping this narrative cannot be overlooked, as commentators navigate the fine line between reporting and speculation. Some embrace the story as a turning point, while others caution against reading too much into subtle signals. This tension reflects the broader uncertainty surrounding the rumor, as fans search for definitive proof while savoring the poetic justice it implies. The Eagles situation has become a litmus test for how much faith people place in institutions to self-correct. Even without explicit confirmation, the belief that the league recognized its error has already altered perceptions. It has softened some cynicism and intensified other skepticism, creating a complex emotional landscape. The rumor thrives in this ambiguity, fueled by the human desire for resolution and fairness. As this speculative saga continues to unfold, its lasting impact may lie not in official records, but in the stories fans tell. The Eagles' rumored reclaimed title becomes part of a shared mythology, passed down through conversations and content like this one. It serves as a reminder that sports are not just about competition, but about meaning, memory, and identity. If the National Football League truly acknowledged its mistake, even quietly, it marks a rare moment of introspection in a world driven by spectacle. For the Eagles and their supporters, this recognition affirms what they believed all along, that their story deserved a different ending. And for the rest of the football world, it offers a powerful, if unsettling, lesson about the cost of errors and the enduring pursuit of truth. The first interview has become a reference point, with every phrase dissected for clues about his intentions, mindset, and readiness to dominate. Observers speculate that what could create a psychological advantage not just on the field, but across the league, affecting how teams approach matchups and evaluate their own defensive strategies. Social media chatter, podcasts, and forums continue to amplify the narrative, reinforcing the idea that Watt's arrival is more than a simple roster move. It is the spark of a potential transformation that could define a new era of Eagles football, leaving fans and analysts alike eager to witness how the story unfolds. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.